Oh, hi everybody. Bryant Blakemore here with Tequachi Motorsports.
And Kiki.
And Kiki. And we have had a day. We had a great day earlier today. Well, we came over and we did some work on the truck this morning, but I don't remember what we did.
Wiring.
Oh yeah, cleaned up the wiring. Here, I'll show you. Kiki got all of her zip ties tightened and trimmed. And so that's basically done.
And I wired it through the center of the frame.
Yep, those are all for the GPS.
Yep.
The Iridium
yeah, right here.
antenna and the bigger Garmin antenna.
Yeah.
So those are all done. And then I got some wiring in the back cleaned up as well. Everything fastened the way that I like with these clamps that I'm pretty happy about. Then we went to the Burkhart Center and we got to talk to the new group of students that are there. Kiki, this is Kiki's second time to speak with them, but first time in person. And it was quite a moving experience for her. It's really cool to be able to talk to those students. The way we like to present ourselves is we tell people what we do in motorsport and in our professional lives. And then we tell people that we are both on the spectrum. And that really surprises a lot of the students and gives them encouragement to pursue their passions and their dreams. Because oftentimes, unfortunately, they've been told throughout their life that they can't do things because of that being on the spectrum or whatever their neurodivergent type might be. And so it's really encouraging to them to see people like myself and Kiki who are, as best we can, excelling in what we do, and to be able to share that with them and show them that that's possible.
Well, and also a lot of the students there were, like us, diagnosed as adults.
Some of them were diagnosed as adults, and quite a few of them were diagnosed as kids.
Yeah.
And it's a spectrum, so there's varying degrees. But when they find out that people that do this kind of thing and have the jobs that we have and are successful and independent, when they find out that we're able to do all of those things, it really brightens their day up. In fact, one of the students that was listening to Kiki speak had no idea about the types of things that Kiki did, and as soon as she explained what she did and then also explained that she was on the spectrum, they told Kiki that student immediately changed her demeanor and she came out of her shell, so to speak.
Well, she was watching and listening our whole talk in a whole other room. She was in the observation room.
Yeah.
So that's a separate room. She was, at first, she's obviously not very comfortable in social situations or in groups of people. So after our talk, Jared over at the Burkhart said, there's someone that I would like you to meet, and she really wants to meet you. And, she just, I told her, just ask me any questions you'd like. And, the teachers, they said she really, after I talked to her, I even saw her walk out and talk to some other students. And she told me that when she grows up, she wants to be like me.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So that's why we do this. That's why we do the what?
The pledge.
Oh yeah, that's why we do the advocacy work. That's why I do the pledge drive, which y'all should sign up for and be a part of, because all of the money for that goes directly to the Burkhart to help these students in the Transition Academy. And it's oftentimes their first paycheck they get from their internship programs comes from the money that you donate. So that's a huge deal. But that's why I race, and now I have purpose behind it, and it's to continue showing people that, no matter how our brains function, we're all good at something, and we all have passions and interests, and we can continue to do those types of things with purpose. So that was awesome. Then we took a little break and we came back to the shop. We got the driver's seat installed, my seat. That's where I'm going to live at Vegas to Reno. We got the belts put in. Of course, they'll need to be adjusted whenever we get down to Vegas. we'll do all that with the team and everything like that. And then we continued on Torque Fest, and it sucks, but it has to be done. So this is the mess we're dealing with right now. Trying to torque all the steering components and everything and finding if there's any problems. We are down to the wire. We don't have much time. I can order parts, but they'll have to be installed in Vegas. We have time to do that. I designed it to where we had 1 day in Vegas in order to work on the truck, 1 full day. But I'm trying to get everything lined up right now so that we don't have to scramble for parts. Luckily, we were in the middle of this and we found
totally unexpected. And
Yep.
we found out at like 9:30 p.m.
So this is the pitman arm that came off of the Racetruck. I don't know how long it's been on the Racetruck. I want to say the entire time I've owned it. And apparently this is for a certain style of steering. Well, that wasn't the big issue. The big issue was that it had come loose and it had fallen down. I don't know if you can see inside. Let me find the good smashed ones. They're here. And the threads, the splines in it are smashed because it was loose. So this pitman arm had a Mopar part number on it. This is the original one off the truck. And so I crossed that at O'Reilly's, and it gave me this pitman arm. Well, if you look, there's a significant difference between these two pitman arms. And that's because of different styles of steering. So I talked to a couple people about it, and we feel like this style pitman arm will actually provide a better steering feel for the type of steering that we have on the truck. And so that's going to be good. The splines fit on my box. The box is from PSC, and it appears to be undamaged. The splines on the box appear to be undamaged. But we are going to have the hole on the bottom drilled out. This is for a tapered ball joint style fitting, which is what comes stock. This is a 3/4 inch hole because I run Heim joints on all my steering. So we're going first thing in the morning to my favorite machine shop here in Lubbock, and hopefully they can knock this out for me in the morning and just get it done, and we can get the truck back together and then drive it because I still have to keep driving.
And just a side note that from all the information we gathered, it's possible that the pitman arm, that style, are on older.
Right. So
older.
there are some crossover years. What's interesting though is that the O'Reilly's part number crossed with 2 different style Mopar part numbers. I ran 2 different Mopar part numbers off 2 different pitman arms, and they both came back to the same kind at O'Reilly's. So it's a mess. It's always a mess when trying to figure this stuff out. But we think this is going to be a better version. I'm going to try to get some more of these pitman arms just in case. This is my last minute effort to get one on the truck and get it together now. This is from Precision, O'Reilly's. I'm going to try to find an OEM one, but it's going to take some time in order to do that. So we're also going to replace a bunch of the hardware on the front axle. We found a really nice bolt shop here in Lubbock called Amarillo Bolt, and they've been able to get me some hard to find hardware next day. They've done a really good job of that, and they've worked well with Kiki when she goes in there to pick up nuts and bolts. And so I'm pretty pleased about working with those guys. Maybe I'll try to make a deal with them to be on the race car. So we've got a long list of stuff to do tomorrow. Most of it is dependent on getting this pitman arm drilled out. If the machine shop can't do it, then I'll try to do it myself here just to get the truck together and running and driving, and I'll get another one and have it machined while I'm at work. I leave for work Tuesday, so we're trying to get everything done by Monday so that Tuesday I can go to work feeling pretty confident and just order spare parts and whatnot that can come in either to Vegas or come in here while I'm at work. Nothing critical at that point. So that's where we are. Didn't get to drive the truck again today, but all the steering components were loose and wrong and off and this and that and everything else messed up. So that explains why we got death wobble yesterday on our test drive. We are compiling our list of bolt sizes, lengths, torque specs, wrenches to handle those bolts, belts, hoses, fluids, capacities. All that stuff is going into a big master spreadsheet, and then those spreadsheets will be printed out and put in the chase trucks for the guys for when they have to service the vehicle when we're out there. That way nobody's running around trying to figure out what to do and how to do it.
Well, it's better to find that
problem. I'm glad we found this problem here and not while I was driving the truck on the highway or at the race and causing a major issue. We'll get it fixed. Luckily, PSC makes a good box, and the components they use are strong, and it didn't damage the threads, so everything will seat and go right back together as soon as we get that and the correct hardware. It shouldn't be a big deal. I'm also converting as much as I can away from washers and nylock nuts over to flange bolts and locking flange nuts. A flange nut is stronger than a washer. A washer can deform a little bit when you torque down on it. The amounts that we're torquing these bolts, everything is being torqued to the spec via thread and bolt grade. That's how I'm getting my torque values. And the nylock nuts have a tendency, especially if you happen to hit them with an impact, you'll melt the nylon on them and then they don't lock anymore. They're kind of one-time use type deal anyway. Most locking hardware is kind of one-time use, but the flange nuts are locking steel nuts like a Stover nut, and I prefer that type of mechanical grip. It's a little bit better than a nylock nut. Plus, being flanged on both ends, don't need washers. That takes care of everything. The seats are all done in flange, and a lot of other components on the truck I've converted over to flange. Try to get rid of all the washers on the truck as best I can, except for places where we need it, like holding on fiberglass, where we need to really spread the load out so we don't crack the fiberglass. Non-critical components we can use washers on, no problem. So that's where we're at. Pledge drive, ToroRacing.com/charity. Sign up. It's per mile that we complete of the race. Donate any amount that you're comfortable with. 1 penny to $100 a mile, whatever you feel comfortable doing, no problem. Or you can make a direct donation to the Burkhart. There's that option on the website as well. We appreciate everybody following along. We're close. We'll get there. I'm not worried about it. We just have a lot of the small things to try to hammer out now and check and make sure they're going to function properly. So that's all we've got for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Kiki for being here helping me this whole time. She's telling me I need to smile more. And we'll see y'all on the next one. This is episode 9. Episode 8 got taken down by Facebook because they said I was trying to scam people. For some reason, I don't know what they're talking about. I may re-upload it or something like that. But anyway, this is episode 9. Vegas to Reno. We leave soon. We don't lose. And we're going to have a good time. Thanks for watching.